Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for being here. I am Senator Sonya Halpern. I represent the 39th District. I am an Atlanta senator, and my district encompasses cities to the south of Atlanta, including College Park, City of South Fulton, East Point, and Union City, all in Fulton County. I want to thank you for being here today. I want to start, though, by thanking our partners at the Airport Minority Advisory Council, the Atlanta Airport South CID and West CID, as well as the NAACP for standing together on such an important issue. We are here today to stand in firm opposition to HB 942. So I want to tell it to you straight. The Clayton County representatives who sponsored HB 942 are pushing for a property tax on one of the most important economic engines in our region and the state of Georgia. Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport is not just a transportation hub, but is one of the economic heartbeats of our state. It supports small businesses, minority-owned vendors, logistics companies, hospitality workers, maintenance crews, transportation providers, and thousands of families who depend on its stability. No other major airport in this country pays a property tax, not a single one. They are exempt because policymakers across the country and in our nation's capital understand something basic. When you impose a tax burden on public land, the entity can't just absorb it. Can you imagine if the state of Georgia had to pay property taxes to Atlanta for its beautiful Capitol Hill campus on prime real estate? When you change the cost structure of an economic engine like the airport of this size, there are downstream consequences. It shows up in higher operating costs for the airlines. It will show up in contract reductions to vendors. It will show up in higher lease fees or fewer opportunities for small businesses, including the members of AMAC who are standing behind me here today, who are business owners, job creators, and they are the employers of Georgians. And ultimately, it will show up in higher costs to passengers. This is Economics 101. Those who operate on tight margins understand that math very well. Those who have built something from nothing understand it instinctively. And those who have fought for access to opportunity know how fragile that opportunity can be when the cost structure shifts. If we are the only state in the country taxing our major airport asset, we are voluntarily placing ourselves at a competitive disadvantage. And exactly why would we do that? Those that are proposing property taxes on the airport are doing so Clayton County can get even more money out of the airport for their general fund. Today, Clayton County receives almost $20 million in sales tax proceeds as a direct payment from concessionaires at the airport. Today, Clayton County receives taxes on off-airport properties. Today, Clayton County receives money for utilities. Today, Clayton County receives money for detentions. Today, Clayton County receives money for forfeitures. And you know how much money Atlanta gets? Nothing. Airports are structured to be self-sustaining for a reason. They are meant to generate growth, not become revenue targets for surrounding jurisdictions. And when we ignore that structure, we introduce instability where none existed. This is the busiest airport in the world. In 2025, Hartsfield-Jackson's economic impact to the state resulted in the following: $40 billion in direct revenue, $12 billion in indirect revenue, and $14 billion in induced revenue. That's a $66 billion total economic impact. And nearly 400,000 Georgia jobs are tied directly or indirectly to it. The Airport South Community, CID, exists just south of the airport in North Clayton County to help build a solid tax base for Clayton County. We all stand ready to work alongside these partners with Clayton County without destabilizing our airport. But I stand against HB 942 because I stand firmly with Georgia's workers, Georgia's small businesses, and Georgia's future. Now is not the time to gamble with our economy. Not now, not ever. And now I want to just turn it over to Representative Inga Willis.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you, Madam Senator. I am Representative Inga Willis. I represent District 55 in the House of Representatives. I am a native of Atlanta, Georgia. I grew up fueled by this airport and got to see the world as a child because of the promise that it brings. The Atlanta Hartsfield Maynard Jackson Airport was built and expanded with the promise of inclusion for small businesses, for minority inclusion, for the reflection of the Atlanta and the American dream. It has never been a personal agenda. It has always been an arena for prosperity. In a country where you can count on one hand or less the amount of minority businesses and small businesses that are in any given airport, Atlanta remains the beacon and the lighthouse. This bill is a personal agenda for more. Simply put, a personal agenda for more. And today, I stand before those who represent and defend small businesses, but I also speak for those who rise at sunrise to take MARTA into the airport, to go to work each day, to serve each and every one of us with dignity and with pride. Over 66,000 individuals take the train, public transportation, or their cars if they're blessed enough to have them, to get to work every day to provide a service experience unparalleled in this country. This bill is not just about asking for more. It's about asking for more without a service being provided. Thank you, and the Atlanta delegation stands in firm opposition to this bill. Thank you for your time. Madam Senator.
Thank you, Representative Willis. And now I want to introduce Senator Orrock, who will bring remarks. Representative Willis and Senator Orrock are the co-chairs of the Atlanta delegation here in the General Assembly.
Thank you. Thank you to all who have joined us today. I'm Nan Orrock, District 36 in the Senate, which encompasses parts of Fulton County, East Point, College Park, Hapeville, and most of Atlanta. And I'm happy to be here with my colleagues, Representative Willis, Senator Halpern, and many, many other members of the Atlanta delegation from the House and Senate. We are united in our opposition to House Bill 942. It's an unprecedented grab for money. That's frankly fairly unattractive, as well as unlawful. And we stand in opposition to it and in support of the many small businesses and the minority contractors that benefit directly from Maynard Jackson's vision of what the role the airport was going to play. That's why it's the Hartsfield-Jackson Airport. Our mayor, who made historic contributions to moving us forward as a city that contributes mightily to the economic health of the state and of the region. And our airport is the secret sauce. So don't be surprised when you hear us all rise in unison to say that House Bill 942 needs to die in its tracks. They ought to pull the bill off, is what would be the right thing to do. And we are here in support. Again, the Airport Minority Advisory Council is lifting a strong voice. We're going to hear from them directly. But we're here to say we stand in unison to a concept that is simply unacceptable in every way. And it joins a long list of efforts of Clayton County to figure out how to build its general fund. And We want to help that dream come true, but let's go about it the right way, not the wrong way. We're all in this together. We stand behind the integrity, the fiscal integrity of the airport, and the incredible role that it plays in bringing the world to our footsteps. Let's keep things like they are. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Thank you.
People, they'll come back to back. Bill Swift, he's the chair of the Finance Committee for AMAC National, and we will also hear from Alicia Ivey, president and founding president of the Atlanta chapter of AMAC. They represent the business and community voices that will be directly impacted if this bill moves forward. Mr. Swift.
Bill. Thank you. It is with deep disappointment that I'm here speaking out on another tax on the people of Georgia. I'm speaking out about the Clayton County House Representatives attempting to choke the people of Georgia with another tax. A tax proposed that will not help the busiest airport in the world. It would not make it more efficient, but in fact, to extract money from that airport's success. Choke the golden goose. That's what the effort here is. For millions of Georgians who use this man-made economic machine to generate over 205,000 jobs in 2025. That also had 63,000 working directly with the airport. It is understood that at least 20% of that group reside in Clayton County. It is not necessary to put forth this kind of choke on the city, the state's busiest economic machine for the benefit of a few. They're already collecting 1.1 in utility fees, 1.5 in property taxes outside of the airport. And it's closer to 200 million of the sales tax they reap. They benefit from the activity at this airport. The tax is tantamount to a highwayman's toll on the use of a road for nothing more than a toll, standing there as men with guns in their hands, extracting revenue from a machine that works for the entire state, the entire region, a grip around the goose's neck. I'm asking that the Clayton County delegation withdraw H.R. 942 with consideration because it will impose and collect millions of taxes on Georgians. Mind you, on Georgians. We don't need another way to take money out of the pockets of Georgians. I end on that note.
AMAC Atlanta stands for smart policy, responsible governance, and economic fairness. HB 942 does not reflect those values. We call on lawmakers to pause, to listen, and engage business leaders, workers, stakeholders in the communities who understand the real-world impact of this legislation. And today, we stand united, not in politics, but in purpose, to protect jobs, to protect small businesses, and to protect the future of one of Georgia and the world's most critical assets. If you weaken Hartsfield Jackson Atlanta International Airport, you weaken Georgia's economy. You weaken the nation's economy. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't gamble with the busiest airport in the world, and HB 942 is a gamble that Georgia should not take. Protect small businesses, protect the airport, protect workers, protect Georgia's future. Do not vote on HB 942. God bless you. God bless America. God bless the great state of Georgia. God bless AMAC. And God bless Hartsfield, Jackson, Atlanta International Airport. Thank you so much. And we say again, no, stop HB 942.
Thank you. Thank you to our AMAC partners for your leadership and advocacy. And now, as we close, let me just say this, and you've heard it. Georgia's success is not accidental. It is built on smart investments, regional cooperation, and policies that protect, not punish, growth. HB 942 threatens that balance. It risks small businesses, it risks jobs, it risks our airport stability, and it risks our economic future. Stop HB 942.